Will Smith and DaBaby dropped some freestyle. Did you get a chance to lead the DaBaby freestyle at all?
Yeah, I saw part of it.
Bro, we got to uncancel him. I'm just throwing that out there right now. Like, I don't know
He's
what we
always
need to,
been dope at that.
yo, I don't know what we got to do, man. But like, I got it. We got to get him back to what he was doing as far as like the popularity during like Suge and all those things. Like, bro, that was highly impressive. The Will Smith one, if you guys haven't seen it either, was also highly impressive for 50-plus-year-old man, let alone rapper in general. But
Right.
the baby one was, I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah. He's always been performing very well with his radio freestyles and everything. I think it's terrifying how much he's been falling off the scene. And I don't believe in the conspiracy theorists that like he's being blackballed left and right and not allowed to do XYZ because we've seen time and time again. All you need to do is make a hit song and people conveniently forget all the wrong you've did or done. And hip hop, he's claiming that the comments about HIV or whatever is why he's banned when we know this genre is by far the most homophobic. So I don't believe in any of the mass canceling that he's kind of using as his crutch for why he's where he is. But I think he's a dope rapper. I think he
Super
just
dope.
needs a hit. But like, if canceling was not part of the conversation at all, what would you say is the primary reason he's like just vanished from the conversation?
Oh, I think it has to be that though, bro. That's what I'm saying. I
You
can't
think
think
so?
of anything else, bro, because dude, I think the reason why the fall was so crazy is because he got to a height, bro, that was unreal for anyone not Kendrick, Drake, or J. Cole.
Mm,
Right? Like, I think his blow up was quicker than Travis's, if that is even like fathomable, bro. Like, I really think like, bro, he went from Suge, like one more other song, Bop, right, was pretty popular, or maybe that's the same
yeah.
song. Maybe I think it's two different songs, right?
Yeah, two different songs. Yep.
Okay, so like those two songs were like out of here bangers. And then when he got the Dua Lipa cosign, bro, and that song is literally number one in the world. I think when you're like in that world now, like you do have to move a little bit differently. I think all of this, again, not that people are blackballing him or whatever. Again, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I just think it's for all those whatever money his label was injecting, that I think that money's gone for whatever reason. Maybe they just feel like, hey man, it's you're too toxic because if we ever want to get you back in a certain space, it's hard to unlisten and unsee you do what the fuck you did on that stage.
Hmm. I mean, me personally, I think that definitely influenced it. Um, but I feel the reason why I think there's more to the story is I was a big fan of him before he blew up. Even my wife, I'd play some of the songs in the car without like trying to force her to, and even she would like some of them, his
Oh,
earlier
nice.
work. And then, and I know when she says something, it's very telling because she's not influenced at all by like YouTube videos or anything like that. And she's like, "Oh, all his songs sound the same. Why does he rap the same?" And that's one of his
I would say that, yeah, that's a good point.
stereotypes or whatever,
That's a
is
good
that
point.
he's like a one-dimensional rapper, kind of like Lil Baby, who kind of just does the same gimmicky shit over and over. And then it doesn't help that
That
he
you're
has these trash moments where he's fighting with stewardess and beating up people's boyfriends and or brothers and shit, and then the comments on top of it. So he's like not likable
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
doing all the same music. And then as you know, the landscape as far as like what sound is popular is constantly changing. So shit that worked in 2019 is not going to work in
It's not
2025.
gonna
So
work.
he's got to do. I feel like he has to do something to change.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think a lot of that. That's the good. I forgot about the fighting, bro. I forgot about the fighting was crazy, bro. Remember, it was like every other week.
Yeah, every other week he's just doing something. And it's weird because you think in hip hop, like beating everyone's ass, shooting people, getting away with it. And these are in self defense, the shootings I'm referencing. So he's not out here hurting innocent people in that regard. But all the fighting and stuff, you would think it was like 50 Cent esque. I'm the big bad tough guy that nobody can touch shit that should help his career. But it
Right.
seemed like people didn't like that.
Yeah, I would say a lot of I completely forgot about the fighting, bro. That was a weird time for him as well. But I'm sure it's all of it, man. But you're right. Dude, a lot of his songs did end up started sounding alike. Dude, I even fucked up when I was saying Bob Shug, right? Because it kind of like had like he had that cadence that was
Yeah.
very much like the same, right? Like even when he
Yeah.
jumped on whatever that song was with Post Malone, right? It
Oh
was
yeah. Yeah.
just the baby doing the baby things on a Post Malone song, right?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe the monotonous of his approach, but it still feels weird that someone who was able to reach that heights lost it
Yeah.
so quickly. And again, he hasn't. I don't know if producers aren't sending him beats anymore or whatever, but I also can't think of the baby song in the last 4 or 5 years that made us want to be like, you know what, bring him back. You know, besides a freestyle that we just enjoyed.
Right. And that's the thing is like freestyles are cool for the moment, but no one's gonna replay it 10, 15, 20 times. You're just kind of like, oh, this guy's talented. Let me acknowledge it. And then you move on.
Yeah, because if it's not your DSPs, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever, you know. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't checked out those albums or those freestyles, highly recommend you do so.